Hello everyone. Today in this pronunciation video I'm going to go over how to pronounce the S at the end of the words. First, we all have to know that the way this ending is pronounced depends on the last sound of the noun in singular form. So, in determining how to pronounce the final S or ES of a word, there are three different cases or three different ways. The first one is S, the second one is Z, and the third one is is. Again, either we pronounce the S as S, Z, or is. Let's start with the S sound. When the final sound of the noun in singular form is unvoiced sound, then the S will be pronounced as S. The unvoiced sounds are B, T, K, F, and F. So, if you have a singular which ends with one of these sounds, you have to pronounce the S as S. Examples of words ending in the S sound, this sound. For example, this word, box. Box. Box in the singular form of box is bok. Bok ends with what? With unvoiced sound, which is ik. So when you pluralize it and you want to pronounce it, you have to pronounce it as box, not bogs or bokes. Another example, cliff. Cliff in singular ends with what? In singular form ends with what? With unvoiced sound, which is if. So if you want to pronounce it in the plural, you have to pronounce it as what? Cliffs, not cliffs or cliffs. Another example, laugh. Laugh ends with what? With unvoiced sound, which is if. When you pluralize it, you have to pronounce it as laughs, not loves. Another one, month. Month in the singular form ends with what? With if, which is unvoiced sound. When you pluralize it, you have to pronounce it as what? As months, not months. Okay. Now let's move to the Z sound. Z sound. The Z sound is similar to the sound that a P makes. When the final sound of the noun in singular form is voiced sound, then the S will be pronounced as an Z. So if the last sound of the noun in singular is B, D, I, L, M, N, ing, R, V, and if, then we pronounce the S as Z. We also use this ending when the word ends in a vowel sound. For example, B. B, the plural of B is bees, not peace or bees. Okay, here we have examples of words ending in the Z sound. For example, this word, rug. Rug, when you pluralize it, you have to pronounce it as rugs, not rugs or rugs. Ball. Ball, you have to pronounce it as balls, not balls, because it ends with what? With voiced sound, which is Another example, fan. Fan ends with what? With voiced sound. So you have to pronounce it as fans, not fans. Okay, this word, king. King ends with what? With voiced. Yes, here we have it. Yes, king ends with what? With voiced sound. When you pluralize it, you have to pronounce it as kings, not kings. Notice that the ing sound is a mixture between n and ig sound. Also, another example, C. C, because it ends with what? With a vowel, we pronounce it as sees, not cease. Yes, another one, wife. wife, because it ends with what? With v sound. So we pronounce it as wives, not wives. Okay, the last one is is. If the last consonant sound of the word is a sibilant sound, what do we mean with sibilant sound? It's a hissing or buzzing sound. Then the final is pronounced as z. Notice that the is sound is pronounced like an extra syllable. What are the sibilant sounds? The sibilant sounds are s, z, sh, ich, j, and ij. Examples. Examples of words ending the is sound. For example, let's read this one. Freeze, freeze. Because freeze ends with what? With z sound, we pronounce it as freezes, freezes, not freezes or freezes. No, freezes. Another one. Stage, stage. It ends with what? With ij sound. It sounds so we pronounce it as stages, not stages or stages. Okay. Here we come to the end of the video. Please, my dear students, as an activity, I want from you to decide if these words ends with is or is or is, s or is sound. Again, as an activity, I want from you to decide if these words ends with is, z, or is sound. Thank you all for watching. Love you all. Bye bye.